halfway through the season and halfway through a pivotal year of TPL. And no matter what, it will go down as one of the most important seasons in TPL history. This guy had people leave his league, but was able to get replacements for people that love this league even more. We have new winners, but most importantly, we have new losers. There is an established culture in this league, and that's never going to change. But Rob and I brought you here today because the league needs an established government before the start of next year. And damn it, he's the guy that we need to talk to for about that. Thank you for joining us, Commish Fish. First off, where did your love of commissioning come from?
Yeah, first of all, guys, thanks for having me on. It's an absolute honor. I've been looking forward to getting on the pod, and I look forward to the content you guys put out every week. So thank you for contributing to this great league and putting effort in each and every week. We all appreciate it.
No
To
problem.
answer your question, I'd say I didn't have a natural love for commissioning. I'd give credit to the players in this league. They make my job easy. You know, they're the name, TPL, the Players League. It's a constant reminder of what this league was founded on, and it's the players. It's the principle of integrity in every transaction, and trying to get better every day. And that's easy to do as a commissioner when you have guys that are as committed as they are to this league. A perfect example of that is J-Lo doing the beard chug at like 11 p.m. After he got home from the hospital. Then after the funnel breaks, he does two more. You know, you don't see that in your average Joe leagues. So it makes my passion grow, getting to lead the Players League. It wouldn't be the same leading just any group of 10 guys.
Yeah.
And
Everybody in the TPL.
I'd actually like to flip the question around on you, Shafe. Someone who's had a natural love for hosting that we've seen from back to high school days. I'm sure it started before that. Where did your love for the game of hosting come from?
I mean, we grew up on things like Vine and the good old Instagram days before the Reels. You know, I just love being on a mic. Back in high school, I was a big mic guy.
Yep.
I also was a virgin back then, so I was into that stuff pretty well. And then I kind of fell off of it coming into college, and then started getting no puss again and fell back into it. So I'm here, man.
Nice. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Rob, you got the questions. We wanna know about the government for this for next year. We're gonna try and establish it at the end of the year. Rob, what's your first question for Commish Fish from the league, actually?
All right,
Yeah.
so let's start off with a question from Colin. So he wants to see no kickers in the league next year. What are your thoughts on that?
I think the kickers are a pivotal part of football and a pivotal part of fantasy football. You know, it's three phases of the game. It's offense, defense, special teams. And often you see big games won and lost in both real football and fantasy football in that third aspect in special teams. I think taking it away takes away from the game of football, it takes away from fantasy football. Ultimately, if there's enough momentum behind that initiative, I think it's something we could revisit. But as the commissioner, I think it's something that's important to the game and to the league.
Yeah,
For sure.
my thoughts about it. I mean, for every question that gets asked so far this year, it's kind of the same answer for me. It's all about managing. This league teaches you how to be a good manager, so we got to take advantage of that. You know, people. Rob, you're from New York. You're on that side of Jersey. My bad. You're on that side of the country. You get to wake up later than me to hit the stock trades. You know.
Yep.
And that doesn't make any more of an excuse. I don't know what I'm talking about, Rob, but I don't want to get rid of a kicker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brings a lot of
I'm
fun
definitely
to the league.
50-50 about it because I actually am in two fantasy leagues this year that don't have a kicker in it. So I'm kind of used to
How's
that
that
aspect
experience?
of not having a kicker in some leagues. So, but I do like what you said there, Fish. Like it does take away from the aspect of the game.
Yeah.
And like games are won and lost on kicks. So I do.
I love it when it comes down to like a Monday night football game and all you have left is your kicker,
Yep.
and that's the
And you
difference
win.
maker. I
I've
think
been the
that's all.
victim of that last year. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think taking that away from the game is like what they've done to kickoffs in real football, you know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And I'd hate to see that in TPL.
Yeah, I don't want to see this league become more regular, or as the cool kids say, more basic, you know? I want to see points up on that scoreboard, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Rob, you got another question?
Yes, sir. Let's see what we got here. Um, so Bo and Nana were talking about turning a tight end spot into a flex position. And Cart's proposition to two running back, two wide receiver, two flex roster. What are your thoughts on that change for next year?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thought by Bo. I think the point to not having to have a tight end on the field in real football makes sense. So I looked into it, and once you create a league, you can't change the roster structure. So like how when we created the league, we made it a one running back league, two flexes. Once you create the league, you can't change that. So we would if that's an initiative that had enough momentum behind it, we'd have to create a new league, and with that, we'd lose the history of TPL. Um, so, that have to be something that people have real strong feeling about and real strong dislike about the tight end spot. But yeah, it'd be I think the first major shift in TPL structural history. So um, I think it's interesting thought and deserves some thinking and attention. And ultimately, this is the players' league, so it comes down to what the players want.
Um, what you're wrong, Fish. I'm sorry. Are a one running back league. I tell all my boys here that I'm in a one running back league, and they're like,
Yeah.
"What? Why?"
I think I'm crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. But the cool thing is about it, well, about this question, is that last year when we made the decision, we didn't revisit or visit it at all the tight ends. We could have gone no tight end and two running back and three
Well,
flex.
we had one running back the first year. That's something from the beginning we had.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Ever since the
Huh.
beginning, we had one.
Yeah, you can't. That's what I was saying. You can't
You can't
change
change the
how
settings.
many positions are in your starting
Well,
roster
Yeah.
once the league's created.
yeah,
Unless
but
you like,
wasn't the first year with two others in our league and then they left and then we restarted the league?
No,
We just were able to kick them out.
I think it was a different league you're
yeah.
talking about.
The one with
Oh, that was
Coons?
the first one. That was like we did that junior year.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
That's why,
Yeah,
Fish, that's why I thought this was the fourth year. I had to ask if
no,
this
that
was
was
the
in
third year.
Technically,
TPL.
it wasn't an official TPL year.
Yeah,
It
Gotcha.
was just like
I was.
a. Oh, your brother won that league.
My
Blake.
brother?
Yeah.
I was in a league with my brother?
I
That's why I
don't.
was a little
Yeah, you were
confused in the
definitely. No,
beginning. You're
remember
like,
Meach was in the
let
league
people
too,
leave
and he had the
his
worst
league.
team.
I never had
Huh.
anyone leave this league. It's we kicked Nico out for Colin this year. That's
Yeah.
the only.
That was just like a league we did like junior year.
Huh.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm on call-in rookie mode right now. Let's go. Rob, next question.
All right. So our next question we got here: thoughts on expanding it to 12 men next year? Do we need to free agent acquisition budget? Do we need to add that?
Yes, I was talking to Gavin about this actually before you popped on. Um, and he told me where this was coming from. He said a couple guys want in, Matt Turner, Andrew Luongo, and I think they'd be great additions to the group. But I think 10's the magic number for fantasy football. I think once you get to 12 teams, it gets spread a little thin. That's my take on it. And then
Yeah.
the Fab thing, I don't know. I don't have any experience with that.
This
I
was
think
this is why let me cut in right here.
yeah,
Sorry,
go
Fish.
ahead. Yeah,
What I was talking about, Rob being on the East Coast, me being on the West Coast, just being this is a manager league. This is what I'm getting at right here. There should be no budget. If you're up when the waiver wire is out, you're all go, man. You could take whoever
yeah,
you want. You're a good manager. You should get good players. If you're not up and at 'em, you get it. Rob Earlybird gets the worm.
yeah. I agree. I think Nana's the one really pushing for this because he's just taking everyone, like taking a couple people every week. He's made like what? What was it? Like 30, 20 roster moves? We're week
Yeah,
How
I
seven.
long's
mean,
that? Yeah.
3 moves a week.
he's a good manager, but he's somehow bitching still for some reason.
I don't know how much of a budget you get in this Fab thing, but I think he'd be broke
Yeah.
by now either way. So I don't think it'd help him,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
yeah,
Yeah, I do
that's true.
fabs in all my leagues, so I just like the aspect of having just like everyone has the same budget and you all bid on one player. I feel like it gives that like another feel to fantasy. Like the auction.
What what's the budget usually at?
A
And
hundred.
like 100?
Usually like
And
everyone starts with 100 and then every week, like every Tuesday they bid on what players they want and whoever has the highest bid, they get obviously. And then if there's a tiebreaker, it goes by the waiver order. So that waiver
gotcha.
order is like the tiebreaker to like if they bid the same amount on it. And
How
then
much
for
players
expanding
usually
the
go
league
for?
to 12 men next year, I mean, I'm always open for bringing in more people to the league. Like, and what were you saying before, Fish? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, no, I interrupted you. I'm sorry. I was just asking how much do players usually go for?
What's up?
How much do players usually go for with
Oh, like
that
you
budget?
you could bid as much as 1 to 100 on anyone.
And do you usually run out by the end of the year, or do
Depends.
they
I
have
mean,
their-
some people go all in on one player if it's like Puka Nakua week one, or
Yeah, yeah.
like someone like
Got
that. They'll go all in on a player, and if it doesn't pan out, then they're screwed.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think that's one that would come down to just vote, and we could do either way. I don't think it
Yeah,
makes that big of a difference, where it's just whatever the preference is, but for everyone.
yeah. Let's also get out there that this is just a conversation about new rulings. By the end of the year, we're gonna have Commish Fish back on week 14. We're halfway through, by the way. Congrats, week 7, we're done. And we're gonna have him back week 14 to talk about these rules and establish them.
Nice.
Rob, next question.
All right, so for the next question we have here, let's see. Um, Thoughts on establishing traditions for last place overall and weekly lowest points. What are your thoughts on Limbo and Collins' gambling proposition for a weekly lowest point score?
Yeah, I think it's a good question since
It
we've had
was
a
a
lot
good
of
question.
new additions recently, new changes. So as the commissioner, I keep in my notes a running official TPL document um, with all the standing rules with an exact wording for each rule. So I keep track
How
of
many are
that.
there?
Well, we have our punishment section here in the document. I'm looking at now. We have weekly punishments. We have two. Lowest points scored for the week must one, chug a tall boy or two normal sized beers and send a video to the chat before Thursday night football. Two, $20 on a 10-leg NFL parlay. In the case the parlay hits, the winnings will be split amongst the 10 teams evenly. Then we have a season punishment. And then it lists the three options there. And then what was the second part to your question, Rob?
Thoughts on Limbos and
Yeah.
Collins' gambling propositions?
Yeah, I think Limbos was a little out there. I think that's more of a side bet than something you should probably be getting points for TPL.
Yeah,
I think Collins was an interesting idea. I think there's a lot of different ways you could go with that. But I think we're already stacking it on the lowest points scored pretty heavily right now with the two punishments with the $20 parlay and a tall boy. I
yeah, and
think
this is the first week with the parlay as well.
yeah, I
Yep.
think adding on another weekly punishment could be a lot to track. And then tracking the parlay to see who misses. I don't know. I think it's an interesting thought. I think it could be hard to follow through with every week. Um, or it could be an unjust punishment. You know, you're not lowest points, you're legged in and hit in the parlay. That's life. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a fun thought.
yeah.
What do you guys
I
think?
got a question for you. This one was actually brought up about 3 weeks ago, and I think it's the most important one. Thoughts on changing the divisions, mixing it up?
Yeah, I love this idea. I
Yeah,
think East West is great. Honestly, I think they should be called conferences if there's only two of them. I don't
Yeah.
even know why the ESPN calls them divisions. But
yeah.
I
No,
think
you can make your own names for them.
No, you
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Nice.
So I love that. I think we should definitely instill that next year.
Yeah. I did like the idea of like how we do set it up as who's most east and who's most west,
Yeah,
but by the end of the year, I think we're gonna have some established rivals in our league, and I don't know who's gonna be the rival with Crosby, but he's gonna have one for sure. And so I'd want Crosby with that other person in that league.
Yeah.
Would you be thinking
We're
about
gonna play
something
each
like
other
that?
twice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think rivalries are a crucial part to football and to the league, and I think we wouldn't want to tear those apart. You
yeah,
think about the restructuring of the SEC with other divisions. Um, you know, I think rivalries definitely factor into keeping Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC, rather than one going to the Big Ten or whatnot.
yeah.
So yeah, I think we could be a little flexible with geography and weigh in rivalries to that split for sure.
You got a trophy back there, Fish.
She's a
You got
beaut.
something underneath that trophy as well. What is that?
Oh, that
Yeah.
this is a little half
Oh,
marathon medal.
Huh.
oh,
Pretty easy, Rob.
it was right.
Pretty easy. It wasn't 10 miles either. It was
How long did it
13.1.
take you?
Hour 49 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah. This Saturday, just did it. Just completed.
Hey, congrats.
I like to see what my players are going through in the league, see how cool the punishment is.
And I did it with no training.
Yeah, yeah, that was your choice.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But yeah, you did it after a long night out.
Yep.
You did the hard way. So
hmm
in the
I
scorching,
made it a real punishment.
yeah, yeah, you did.
Yep.
Respect.
When you first started TPL, what
Yeah,
was your favorite thing at the beginning of that, right?
yeah,
And now today, what's your favorite thing of TPL?
yeah. So my mind goes to the beginning. When thinking back to the beginning, my mind goes to the initial Kai draft order video. I think Kai is a very important unofficial role in this league. I think he plays it well, and yeah, that memory sticks out. Currently, favorite part of TPL right now, it's this man, the TPL show. Having guests on, um, just keeping the boys connected. It's a way to check in with you guys and to keep the league uh going and in it. So I think it's a great thing you guys are doing, and I think it's a huge addition to this year.
I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
yeah, Rob, you got anything to say?
Shout out Yankees, baby. Let's go. World
Yeah,
Series.
Let's go.
Yanks Dodgers.
All right, Fish. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in 7 weeks when we come to establish everything that we talked about today.
thanks for
Yep,
having me on, boys.
of course.
Yeah, appreciate it.
It was a great episode.